Clock keeps ticking like a metronome, and my thoughts keep telling me to get me home, but my balls keep telling me to let me just let me That clock keeps ticking like a metronome, and my thoughts keep telling me to get me home, but my balls keep telling me to let me just let me That clock keeps ticking like a metronome, and my thoughts keep telling me to get me home, but my balls keep telling me to let me Fuck all that shit, just let me go.
Yeah, broadcasting live, Florida, Europe. This is the most badass YouTube broadcasting. The known land, ladies and gentlemen. I am Tommy C. This is Shop from the Point. I got a very special guest, Mr. Internet Unwind, otherwise known as Jake. You're a Jersey boy, aren't you?
Yep.
South Jersey, though.
South Jersey.
That doesn't count.
Yeah.
You're
as close to Philly as you can get originally.
Yeah, exactly. It's Philly. I have problems with people down in Philly. It's fucking Taylor ham, bro. It's not a fucking pork roll.
Yeah. Beg to differ. Beg to differ.
See, this is definitely the personality clash. They're South Jersey, they're much more laid back. They're easygoing, and they like the goddamn Flyers and the Eagles. Very bad people. Are you...
All right, I'm not going to argue. We get a little bit reckless with the
football
sports stuff.
Oh, the football! Yeah. You guys are nuts. You're really you guys are the worst.
Definitely
you
not a good look.
You're way worse than New York fans. Yeah. Way worse.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot of states that have a worse rep.
It does suck that we live in a state that we have to borrow other people's teams. You know what I mean? Some of the teams even play here. Their stadiums are here, but they're not from here. Exactly. I don't get that. You're absolutely right. It is the Giant Stadium, New York Giants. They won't. They won't do it. And the reason they won't do it is it won't make as much money.
The Phantoms too were here for a long time. At least their training facility was.
Oh, the training facility is. Yeah. Oh, you're a hockey fan? Are you a hockey?
No, I just know about
the Phantoms were there.
I'm honestly not a big fan of sports at all. I respect it, but
you're a YouTube commentator. There was no chance you were into sports. None.
Pretty much.
But I bet you could tell me a lot about Mortal Kombat and Brie Larson, right?
Brie Larson, I can tell you some stuff about.
Before we get into your video on Susie Lu, are you familiar with the Quartering and the series of videos that he's done on Brie Larson?
I've seen a couple of videos from him, and most of them were like the most basic take that I could see, and then the fact that this is what you see of him in his videos.
Yeah.
Not a fan.
Oh, you're not a fan. I see. The thing is, no. I'm weird about him. Hey, what happened there? The gamer chair is okay.
I'm on a carpet, so I have to have the carpet mat, but it's too small for the chair.
It's too small for the.
So it gets hooked on the sides of the mat.
Glad to see Gamer Jelly got his interview. Finally, Game again. Hi, Zakai. Thanks so much. Gamer, yeah, you're similar to one of our news teams. You guys have a similar look. In fact, one of the reasons I was introduced to somebody said, "Oh God, Gamer J Lee made a fucking insane commentary video, right?" I'm like, really? And they sent me you, and like for a whole second, I'm like, wow, this is that's another guy. Yes, Gamer Gang. So before we get it, I here's the thing about him. I agree with most of the takes that he makes about politics and stuff like that. But I also happen to know he's kind of I've talked to him. He's been on the show twice, and I was nothing but nice to him. And when I was trying to help my friend Kraut and T, who was accused of running a doxing server, he went public and says, well, perhaps we should, because I wasn't defending, what Mundane Matt and what Kraut was accused of, which he didn't do. I was sort of defending them as people and as my friends, and he suggested that I should have to show my flag history. Out of nowhere, after he'd been on twice, I'd never done anything else to him. The only thing I'd ever said mildly negative is he's not well liked behind the scenes. And there are a lot of guys that have big public faces that aren't well liked behind the scenes, and he's one of those guys. But I tend to agree with everything he says, but I think as time goes on, you're seeing Germany's real personality, that he is just insufferable. And I think it really shows. Because, to be honest with you, it's really ironic that Brie Larson is an insufferable bitch, and so is Jeremy. I mean, You know, I agree with everything he says, but I just he's not well liked, and because he was never a dick to my face, right? He was nothing but nice to me, but it's just basically
passive aggressive comments somewhere else, kind of.
Yeah, comments somewhere else I saw, and other people that I've worked with just not digging it, not having it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so this man right here. One of the reasons I'm having you on is although the Susie Lu thing is relatively over, as far as I know. I don't know if there's any new flags taken, but maybe you do. You actually made a fantastic video on her boyfriend, who by the way, I don't believe that's her boyfriend. I think that's her stooge, probably he's the sausage to her sniper wolf. It's definitely. Yeah.
It's definitely a theory.
I don't buy it.
I don't know.
I don't buy him. I don't get it. And you, under 1,000 subs at the time, absolutely took this guy. You twisted him a knot. You twisted her in a knot, and he did it with such grace and class, and he did it without making too many ad hominems. And listen, that big fucking forehead of hers, that's tough to get around. So I'm going to give you a pass on that. But you're really
there's some specific reasons I did some specific things in there that I normally wouldn't have done.
Like, why is that?
Have watched my videos know that normally, like just an insult like that is not something I do. There was a specific reason I did that.
Why did you do it this time? That's interesting.
Honestly, it was because I was kind of hoping to see if he made a video about me. What would he do? What's he going to do? Honestly,
Play victim.
He made a video entirely making fun of somebody, right?
Yeah.
If he makes a video about me making fun of her, that makes him a hypocrite.
Bingo. I like this guy.
Granted, it would make me a hypocrite too. But if he didn't call me out for being a hypocrite,
that was a plan. That was a plan. And
if he didn't call me out for being a hypocrite about it, then then he's an idiot.
We were hoping, you were hoping to get him. No, but you really took her argument and of course, if you guys don't know who Susie Lu is, Susie Lu has more than likely flag tips her, and some of the stuff that's clearly under fair use, clearly transformative, and she's just decided, like, look, these guys can't do shit about it anyway, and flagged them. She got a little pushback from Augie's stream. And did work to some extent. She revealed her flag history, if you guys didn't know, and it's not good. It's all videos that are critical of her and her valiant white knight boyfriend, who I've spoke to, and I found him to be. It's so different. People are so different live than they are in their fucking videos. Just to be a big cuck. I can't put it in any better words. You might not use the ad hominems, but I will. I found him to be a complete cuck, unbelievably just disingenuous, and a real danger to this platform. And of course, it started the whole NCO Just Destiny thing, because 100K is a lot, and they can do a lot of damage. And I don't think anybody's above criticism, and I think that's the holy grail of commentary. If there's few people that can get around it by intimidation, by manipulation of the system, we got a problem. So I was glad you make the video, and I got to be honest with you, it's the best one. I hate to say it was better than Nick's, but
Well, if you think about it, a bunch of the information realistically came out from Nick.
Yeah.
So he did a lot of the research for me.
Nick's really sharp. I just wanted to get one in so we can have something to fight about later. I guess I don't know. But let's check your video out. I got a good 12 minutes of it. It's pretty much hard. I left out the beginning and the end. It's been out for a little while. So I think so. But it starts off, what's so fascinating about this is out of all the people that make critical videos, he picks this tiny YouTuber who I didn't get the impression that she's trying to start a commentary career. These are just her opinions. And, they didn't take on Nick. They strawmanned her. And not on top of that, she's kind of a weak opponent, but they had to strawman her on top of it. He was crushing arguments that she never made. And I just want you guys get a load of how good his videos are. That's, of course.
One thing real quick.
Sure.
Not to interrupt you. I'm sorry.
Sure, no.
I want to set something. One thing I didn't include in my video is the fact that she also said she doesn't usually do videos like this. It's just an opinion piece about something that's going on.
Yeah.
Kids. And usually she doesn't at all include like doing research and stuff. It's usually just her opinion about something that she heard is going on.
Oh, okay.
So this is the first time she's done something like this where she actually involved research and digging.
And it was piss poor. absolutely piss poor. So Stejo picks up the Sir Lancelot over here, picks up the thing, and he really mucks it up. He shows he's an absolute amateur.
The entire video by Stejo frames Rainbow Unicorn Queen as a hater out to get them. He does this by taking a page at a...
Doesn't every SJW or every person that can't take criticism always put their opponents on, you're simply a hater? I mean, isn't that just the easiest thing to do?
Yeah,
I mean,
because they don't have to actually defend their argument.
You have to argument, yeah. It's the most common thing. You see. Thank you, Brian Park. I do appreciate it.
Wall Street Journal's playbook and selectively editing out parts that don't support his narrative. For example, the beginning of the video.
Susie Lu's turned into frogs gay.
Suzy scammed people.
Attaboy, Stejo, you go after that conspiracy theorist. I bet you believes in...
By the way, if the doctor's outfit, it's called what? Chemo commentary? What's the name of the series?
As a joke, I called it content chemo.
Content chemo. He does some content chemo here. It's like, you might think it's a stupid gimmick, and it is, but it actually works.
Yeah. Fair pay and the globe earth as well. Except that's not actually what she said. The inflection of her voice even gives it away. So let's take a look at the original clip.
The whole thing is people saying that they felt Suzy scammed people.
Did he really cut out the explanation that that was a rumor so that he could make fun of her for making false accusations for 10 minutes?
In order to be a professional, you just need to know slightly more than the person you're talking to, and that's what they try to run off of. They try to say things like, fair use.
I find it interesting. You didn't point this. He's saying they. He's talking about one person. This is the way to attack Nick and other people that made Critical's videos out of him as well.
Oh no, that's why I went so hard on that part, because he clearly was addressing everyone.
Yeah.
And by the way, in the GG, did you ever watch his GG Reloaded video?
I know I missed it. I think, is it the one he took down?
He did it after. No, he did it after. He did a video about GG Reloaded after he did the one about her.
Yeah.
I almost decided to do a video or a stream about that one too, but it's almost all doing the same exact things.
Yeah.
But calling GG Reloaded a hypocrite for doing those things,
it's bizarre.
But yeah, he was clearly addressing everybody, not her. With most of this.
Yeah, so he takes somebody without a following. Now, I didn't get to watch her video. Like, how strong is it? I mean, it's not a very good video from what I've told.
It's basically like she just set her cell phone up.
Yeah.
Recording and just was talking about her understanding of what the rumor was, and then even going into what she.
So
thinks
they pick that one, just somebody like venting. They pick that one out of all the ones. What a cowardly move! You had Nick's video, you had GG Reloaded's video. You had a lot of big YouTubers out there, or bigger YouTubers that were interested in this case. I'm glad to see Wings has calmed down a lot. He grew his hair back. Big Ug's for getting him on the show. This guy is way more. Did you get mad when people write mean things in the chat? No.
I mean, if I'm gonna do content, like criticizing things, I kind of have to be open to criticism.
You're gonna take some shit.
Use and parody and criticism when they've got absolutely no fucking clue what the definition of these words are.
You got us now, Stejo. Creators that are constantly involved in debate and research about fair use, parody, and criticism don't know what they mean at all. There's no chance that they know better than you when you also just misdescribed the word professional. I have no idea where you got the idea that professional meant that. But yeah, commentary creators and people criticizing you, they're the ones that are just trying to pretend to be smart for attention. It couldn't possibly be that you have no idea what you're talking about and you're in way over your head. For example, in this video you claim you're criticizing an
You know what else is over his head? His hairline. You can clearly see it's going.
I was so focused on her hairline, I wasn't worried.
Yeah. He'll be a bald guy. Yeah, maybe he can play video games for a hotter girl in a couple years. I don't know.
Expose video, which is a fancy way of saying another person is exposing you.
So this video that we're watching is titled Susie Lu is scamming people, and it's an expose.
However, you are immediately obfuscating facts by saying the title with the inflection that it was a statement when it was in fact a question in both the title and thumbnail.
That is really shitty. And it's not, I wouldn't say it's shitty because a lot of people use the question mark to get away from saying that, but you're telling me the context of her videos is basically her venting on what she understands about the drama, and he frames it as this is an exposed video.
In her video, she even kind of questions, like she even brings up valid criticisms of the rumor. So in a way, she was almost on their side.
Oh, so she's a fan. So they basically shit.
Oh no, she wasn't a fan.
No,
she wasn't a fan.
Okay.
But it was something that she heard about, and then she's like, "Well, look, guys, this doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah,
this is a possible issue with that theory."
Oh, no kidding.
And she's bringing up these things. Yeah.
So he's misconstruing her argument. He goes on to make arguments she doesn't have, and this is the deception. Whoa!
I'm gonna go ahead and back out.
Thank you, Illuminati. The day is good. The day is good. The day is good. You have forever. You're a married man. Do you understand? You have increased my chance of sexual content tonight. Contact tonight. Yeah. Look at you. You're laughing.
Anything to help. Anything to help that.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it, Illuminati. The great Illuminati. Please check her channel out. Killing it in the Reddit world.
The YouTube bullies are making fun of my girlfriend for abusing YouTube's flagging system. But this.
After he got his surgery, she posted photos and a video of her with her new Mercedes.
All right, let's go over this real quick because we're catching this in the middle because I want people to watch the whole video. She a drama that we had nothing to do with is I guess her German Shepherd needed some surgery and she did a fundraiser for it. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm. Apparently she did a live stream where the goal was to raise money to pay for the surgery.
How many subs does she have?
She's got 200. She had over 200K. I'm not sure how much she's gone up since then.
Okay, she has over 200K. She almost cracks about she's 80 between 50 and 80,000 views a day, something like that, right?
Something like that
yeah. in that ballpark. Okay, that's really great. You can make a living on that. I wouldn't say killing it, but you can make a pretty good living on that if you manage it correctly. So she does a fundraiser. I know she goes on. They go on. We'll get into the where and the why. How much was surgery? Because I guess he released the receipts. We'll talk about the receipts later. How much was surgery?
I'll be honest. I didn't look too deep at the numbers because it wasn't really.
It's about $1,000, right?
That impactful, but it was somewhere around $4,000, I think.
Oh, it was around
what
$4,000.
They said.
I think they
earned $2,000 from the surgery, or I think they earned $2,000 from the live stream and needed $4,000 approximately for the surgery, if I remember correctly.
Well, that's weird. Why could I could drop $4,000 right now if my pet was sick and I have 30K. Now, admittingly, I'm in a different world, but I could definitely do it. I could definitely do it, especially as a young dog. That is a little weird, I'm sure she has more money than I do. I'm absolutely and good for her. I'm not trying to make this a jealousy thing, but I mean, well, unless she mismanages it, I mean,
yeah, I have no idea.
That would hurt. That if I dropped $4,000, that would be
Yeah.
But it would be one of those. Well, I can't let the dog die. My kid will be mad. It's one of those.
Yeah.
It's $4,000 you have to drop. It's interesting. I can't imagine going to my fan base for that. It's weird. It's bizarre. But let's go on.
Yeah,
I mean, she also
some issues with it.
It's strange.
Posted 2 videos showing, Finn with the scar and the stitches and, where the dried blood was from the f***ing surgery.
And she said that she questioned that this might be a scam.
Surgery that he just went through. Yeah. And, she also showed the receipts for the surgery.
Well, I watched both videos, and there's no image of the receipts in either one. Wait a minute. Is this what he's talking about? Is this comment? Because this comment was left underneath of one of the videos. But this isn't a receipt. This is just a comment with some numbers.
Well, he said surgery cost me 7,000 pounds. That's almost $10,000, and 3,000 more than I raised, and 3,000 pounds more than I raised. Now she's saying it's cost almost $10,000.
Yeah, see, she maybe it was 4,000 was the one in the update video. They said.
Yeah, maybe
that's what it was because I remember them saying 4,000 specifically.
That's a lot of money.
I watched those update videos repeatedly because I was like, I gotta make sure these receipts aren't like just flashed on the screen or something before I say this for sure.
All right. Okay. Well, I'll give you that break. I kind of forced that out of you anyway. Well, I mean,
like I said, the numbers I don't think were too important because he completely changes what the rumor is anyway.
Well, they're important because if it's $4,000 or below that, they probably shouldn't be raising money for it. They should pay for it themselves. When you get up to 10, like I could almost like. Some people would say that you don't raise money like that, period, for your dog. It's just not right if you have a job or stuff or something. But I got to be honest with you. I'm not above this. If I thought my dog was dying and I could not put up $10,000. That's not happening, right?
Oh yeah,
yeah. I could not put up
that's
$10,000.
understandable.
That is not happening. I might go to my fan base for it if that's the case. I might do it under those circumstances, just to keep my kids smiling. And I would be really upfront about it. But I really wonder about that. That's an incredible price. It's a young dog, too. You buy 20 dogs. That's a good point. You start your own kennel. But, I mean, my point is, some people would say, and I'm not sure, I'm not sold on either way, that maybe it's not right to do it at all. You know, like forget the scam. It's not right to do it at all.
Numbers in it. I checked her Instagram. I checked her dog's Instagram. But can you guess what's not in any of them? The receipts.
But it's all right. I'll help you out because I've got the receipts.
Oh, there they are.
I have this woman, Joy Sparkle, she goes, do your research, even though I've never made a comment about like her, I've never even made a criticism, like a factual criticism. I just say she's a loon, right? So this guy just basically said, do your research, and it's not available to the public.
Yeah, like how are you supposed to do the math that he criticizes her for not being able to do without the numbers to do it? Solve X for X with Y.
See, here's the thing. I don't think this is an oversight. I think this is deliberate. That this guy is just that brutally dishonest. We sat with, I saw him sit on Augie's stream for over an hour, and he's sitting there. She's walking the dog, the freshly new bionic dog that they, I guess, spent a ridiculous amount of money to fix. And then at the same time, is it factual that she bought a Mercedes-Benz in this time? That's unethical. Period.
Yeah.
You're not going. I understand what you're.
There's a lot of questions.
I understand what you're doing.
That's what it comes down to.
I understand you're trying to remain neutral. I get that, and I respect that.
I'm not trying to remain neutral. I just didn't take a firm stance on the rumor itself.
Yeah.
And I want to remain there because I don't have.
You're just pointing out that you can't sit there and say do the research when the research isn't available. Buddy the dog.
Exactly.
Yes, that's all you. But here's what I'm doing. I'm saying I don't know if you can buy a goddamn thing when you're raising that kind of money. Because you're basically saying, I don't have the money to fix my dog. And I'm relying on people love animals and they love kids. If I could probably raise 10 grand if I told my audience my kid was deathly ill and I needed the money. You know, you really got to use that when it's do or die. You know, not when you can, afford a Mercedes. That's unethical whether he's telling the truth or not.
In Steve-Joe's video. I thought he said they were in a vlog video. That's my...
I think euthanasia is cheap in Buffalo. It's probably only a couple $100.
That's my bad, not his.
So before you start running your mouth because you've heard this or you've heard that from some idiot on the internet, maybe you should do your own research because this is all in videos.
The research is not available to the public.
That you could have watched before you...
Maybe they should have hacked your computer, like Keemstar. Sent you a picture of Just Destiny, and then you click on it, and then we can find out how much the dog was worth. How about that?
Are these your receipts?
Started talking shite.
I might have actually said he has a point here if he wasn't once again leading the witness and simultaneously making himself a hypocrite. He emphasizes that the wounds and cone...
You work at a hospital, don't you?
Oh, no. No, I work a basic labor job here, really.
Oh, really?
Those are actually left over from my son's birth last year.
Oh, really? You stuck them on your head.
They gave us like 3 pairs of scrubs. I was like, I'm going to pocket these for
why
later.
not? Why not? I want to be a YouTuber. Screw it.
On the dog are proof that the surgery happened. But as far as I could tell, the rumor has nothing to do with whether the surgery happened or not. It's entirely about whether they could afford the surgery or not. Just in case you're not aware, they campaigned to raise money for the dog's surgery. So he's claiming that the dog being on camera with wounds and cone is proof that it had surgery. But as far as I could tell, no one was claiming that it didn't have surgery. And she certainly never said it in her video. He also claims that she's too stupid to realize that when the dog had surgery and when they got a car were 2 months apart.
Susie raised the money for Finn on the 30th of October. Then on the 31st of October, we spoke about exactly how much money was raised, even post-stream and minus PayPal fees, which was around £2,800. Susie then done an update after Finn had had all his ear surgery, and that was on the 28th of November, and then it was the 5th of January that she done a video when we collected the new car. So I don't understand.
Collected the new car? What a strange choice of words.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't get
I don't know how
words.
I don't know how relevant that is, considering you asked your audience to put up serious money. And you didn't collect it, you bought it. Here's what you did, pal. You bought the car, and then you collected it from the dealership. How about that? Collected the car.
And
it almost makes it sound like they were waiting for it or something. You could say, normally it's like, you picked it up or you bought it. Mm-hmm. You wouldn't normally, if you went that day, paid for it, drove it home, you wouldn't normally say collected. Normally you would say collected it, at least I would, if I had been waiting for it.
Yes, it's so
I ordered this game. It just got to the place. I'm gonna go collect it. But I've been waiting for it for 2 weeks.
It's fucking weird, right?
The terminology seems off.
It's just bizarre, really bizarre.
How you can't use a calendar
Today, Junior!
Because, saving money in a bank for 2 months isn't a thing. But it gets better when he says this.
I'm just gonna say, if I was scamming people, I would not have posted, look at my new car.
It was a used car.
The dog surgery.
It was a used car?
Kept that to my...
Yeah.
It was a used car.
They said it was a used car from 2014. They claimed that it was
4 years.
They
depending what
took a
series
lease for it.
Well, depending what series it is. I live in Germany. It still could be a pretty expensive car depending on how many miles on it.
For sure.
Some
and you still have to have a down payment.
Yeah, it's like maybe the dog needs to go. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Myself and maybe post about it later or something.
maybe.
Well, and maybe they needed a car and they couldn't do both. You could maybe throw them that bone.
Well,
get it?
That's what he says.
Throw him a bone. Get it? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, that's what he says. He says they couldn't afford to do both.
They couldn't
because the car was needed all these. He starts listing things off, but
that's possible.
I don't know.
That's possible.
You tell me the car was that far gone that you needed to do it.
First of all,
instead of 2 months later,
I can see why you stuck to the research channel because all this is really just it's circumstantial, it's semantic, it's
exactly.
Who knows, and
I'm not gonna put words in their mouth or
you did a good job.
Frame them for
you're
worse.
a good commentator. I think you have a real future.
She wasn't actually scamming anyone. You don't have to think about, what would I do if I was scamming people when you're not scamming people.
But you
wait a minute, that's not what she's saying. What she's saying is I would have kept that in the DL. I wouldn't put that as part of my fucking content. It's just not a good look. That's all she's saying. It's not a good look. Thank you, Speedy Bird, for the Twitch sub. Appreciate it.
thought these receipts were posted in a video online before there was any accusations. Why would you think that you posted personal receipts on a YouTube video when it wasn't necessary? And then there's the comment he made about her lack of a fundamental knowledge of how YouTube works.
And this is where your fundamental knowledge of YouTube really lets you down, because anyone who's been around YouTube for any length of time knows that in December you earn a decent amount of money.
Actually, that changes channel to channel based on performance, and just because you've been on the platform a long time,
because
like
realistically,
myself, I've been on
he runs a gaming channel. They both have gaming channels. Gaming channels, you buy games during December for Christmas.
Sure.
Yeah. Of course, content relevant to games, which you buy for Christmas in December, are going to go up because people are researching games to get for their kids.
I will say anything that knows anybody at YouTube, you're talking about the monetized end of YouTube. She doesn't know that. She's making a video like this. Like you said, that's not relevant. It really actually shows that they're wrapped up in their own bubble. A lot of guys aren't even monetized or have been demonetized with the rule changes. December tends to be a really strong month. I can verify that. But only if you're making money. Only if you're making money. And you can have a bad December. Let's say you get in a drama in November and no one wants to give you money for Christmas. It happens. Or from a donation point of view, or people stop watching your videos. You just happen to get unpopular around September and it trails off. So it's not a guarantee. Boy, geez, what an entitled little prick.
Platform for almost 6 years. But I haven't had success. So why would I know that? Because I'm not monetized. What's wrong with this statement?
She moderates her comment section so it can be a nice place. I mean, you do realize that YouTube came out recently and said that if your comment section is toxic, then they will demonetize your videos.
No, they didn't. You just didn't read the actual release, or you're hoping your fans didn't. If you would have actually read the release, it was about content involving children. Minors. As far as I can tell, there's no minors in either one of their content, so I think they're safe. So there you go. Your excuse is gone. You can stop deleting comments now. By the way, how's that fundamental knowledge about how YouTube works going for you?
Yeah. So he's saying this, listen, bitch, you don't know anything about the platform, and displays that he didn't even bother to read the release. And they're pretty big YouTubers. I mean, I knew that. I knew that immediately, because when I was watching a video before, you go, no. I was going, no. You didn't read it. Stay on top of it. Isn't that your job, Steejo? Sorry.
Now, based on what we know about him so far, what do you think he's going to do next? You think he's going to twist her video to make it sound like she's contradicting herself?
I'm not going to outright say that she was scamming people or wasn't scamming people.
Your entire video was just talking about how she's scamming people because she earns
And that's a lie. And you displayed that already.
a fortune.
Congratulations, you guessed right. You're going to get a cookie.
I don't think he understands how time works.
No. Well, I no,
Like,
he does.
this video all existed previously to your video existing, so you can't respond to the first half and then act like the second half was made after you made a response to it.
Yeah. Well, I think
doesn't make sense.
it doesn't make sense, and I think that's the trap that a lot of commentary channels fall into. You're taking him literally. He's lying. That's it. He's just lying.
No, like that.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
That's the thing. The whole point of this was to discredit him entirely. Because I really believe that a lot of this. I even said it on RFC during the stream that he was on, or was it the one that reacted to this video.
Yeah.
I called in. I told him, guys, I think he's baiting.
Yeah.
I think he's baiting for this kind of attention.
You're
I mean, he
right.
then blocks them, but he's getting people making his name more
I
relevant.
think you're right. You're very wise. You have a pretty good. What did he say? If you know it, you sound like you know something about YouTube.
Nothing.
Yeah, you know more than most.
I've got his level of knowledge.
Yes, it's professional.
No, it's probably creepy. Never mind. Let's move on.
Surgeries do cost a lot of money. The prices do sometimes go up from what you're estimated.
That's true.
People do get loans for cars and stuff. You know, there are other ways to get a car.
So your entire video is nonsense because you
God,
just explained
that's
everything to
dishonest.
yourself.
So your entire video is nonsense because it's arguing against a point that was never made by a person who was covering both sides of a story, including basically debunking claims that actually...
It gets complicated. Let me simplify. He not only was he being deceptive about what she was saying, he strawmanned her at the same time.
Yep.
By making an argument that she never made. Yeah, that's deliberate. He can't be this bad.
made in the rumor, so she actually was on your side a little bit to an extent. The one thing he can truthfully claim that she said was that...
And yeah, let's repeat that too. She was questioning herself, like, look, I realize this happened. All I'm saying is it's not a good look. It's not. Mm-hmm. It's a lousy look.
Susie Lu has an ego. And I wonder why.
Susie Lu has an ego.
You know, considering some of the comments that were on there... No.
Did he use this? I bet he didn't. Did you put that in? Yes, you did. Did you put this part in? Susie Lu has an ego. That's right. Let's go back to him. I want you guys to hear this.
I can't remember exactly how much I included of it, but I included
actually
a bit of it.
We're made in the rumor.
My point is he's not answering this.
So
thing
she
that's
actually
coming
was
up.
on your side a little bit to an extent. The one thing he can truthfully claim that she said was that Susie Lu has an ego. And I wonder why.
Susie Lu has an ego.
You know, considering some of the comments
Did he use that in this video? He did not use that. No, he didn't.
that were on there, not that you guys would know.
Okay, I beg to differ.
Well, if you want to prove your innocence, you gotta show your flag history.
Why would I care to prove my innocence to a bunch of nobodies on the internet?
Susie Lu doesn't have an ego. She's just telling these McDonald's workers what they need to do with their life. She's inspiring them. She's inspirational. She's a hero. You got us there, my guy. Belief that you're better than others is definitely justified by how many people watch your girlfriend's forehead bop around during Let's Plays. Oh yeah, even though those tweets she made about the McDonald's workers getting real jobs, she made those when she was 100,000 subscribers, like 2 years ago. Now she's more than double that. And begging her subscribers to pay for her dog's surgery. Maybe she should have just got a real job.
There
She's
you go.
got a massive ego.
She's got a massive ego.
She routinely entertains hundreds of thousands of people a day. That's ego worthy.
This is why I got to take issue with this and this.
If
And I
you
think you know
ask
why.
me.
Yep, you saw it every day, hundreds of thousands of views, and not one of them is a viewer watching both of her daily uploads. Oh wait, none of those were even at 100K, were they?
Now you strawman him a little bit there. I understand what you're saying. I think you took him literally, so I don't think you did it deliberately. What she's saying is she's got hundreds of thousands of fans. She got 100,000 fans. That's essentially what she's saying. But yeah, she doesn't like. I don't think he was saying she was getting 100,000 views a day. But I believe me, I know where you're coming from. What an ego.
Well, I mean, it's arguable that she even has 200,000 current fans.
Okay. Yo, she probably has.
200,000 subscribers over how many years?
Yeah, I suppose.
Like only like a
It's
couple
real-
hundred of my subs are even active.
It's a minor thing, and actually to bring it, I entertain thousands and hundreds of thousands of people. Get the fuck out of here! Come on.
Yeah.
Huh.
And the big
I
thing
guess-
was he said it like it was a defense, like it was a point of defense. That was
It's
the
not
only
a-
reason I really included it. Not so much to
Mm-hmm.
not so much to get on him about look, she's not as successful as you're saying. It's more like you're bringing up of a nonsense point. And he even said in his next video that he exaggerated that point.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. That's so
which again is obfuscating facts.
That's so funny.
Having an off month. Although, you know what? Even
if he was good, he wouldn't address it at all, or he went over the top. I didn't say she's making 100,000 hits a day. I said she has 100,000 fans, and then it would have been a better argument. But he didn't even do that.
going back a little bit, she was only hitting 100K in a day every few days. Also, stop using such a specific word to make yourself sound smart if you're going to then be exactly what it describes for 20 minutes.
They try to obfuscate fact, but I can tell you from my own experience living with a woman that she has one of the smallest egos that I have ever known.
I talked to her. I've yet to meet a bigot bitch as this broad on the internet. I have yet to come on that is so thoroughly obnoxious, and that accent for us North Americans makes it so much worse. You know, it's like, are you kidding me? This woman thought she was hot shit from playing video games. She wasn't grateful. She was entitled. Oh my God.
She still thinks that she's a tiny YouTuber.
Bullshit. She let everybody know.
Just entertained a couple of friends.
Why would I care to prove my
Can I say it's such a weird way to put it too?
Yeah.
The smallest ego I've ever, I've never heard of anyone refer to the size of an ego as being small.
It is a little bizarre.
You just don't have an ego, or you have a big one.
But let me challenge you as a commentator. Why did he address that?
Because he felt defensive about it.
No, not even. Well, yes, yeah, I guess because it was something they had to debunk. Because that's a real threat to your career. If you come off like you don't appreciate this shit, these people will turn on you quick. So it's really a defense that you have to make. You almost force them to make this defense, and the fact that she does come off like she has a really small ego. I'm her boyfriend, which I don't believe. I don't believe for a minute. I don't think you get any. I think
I'm totally unbiased.
Yeah, you know, I do.
I'm not connected to her in any way.
I think she has a big black. I think she has a big, good-looking, athletic black boyfriend, and you play games. That's what I think. Listen, I don't know that for a fact. I'm just saying, sausage.
Realize just how big of an impact she has on people's lives. She doesn't have a fucking ego, but see if she did, it would be well-founded.
That's an admission to me. It would be well founded for what? Like if you entertain thousands of millions, you should be a cunt. You have a right to be a cunt. You know, I mean, who are you kidding?
My official diagnosis is
even mainstream Hollywood celebrities catch the same level of crap for having an ego with their fans.
Yeah,
like you if you're in the public eye at all, having an ego is clearly not a good look.
No, period. And honestly, they overdo it. Like a lot of Hollywood stars overdo it. And I think they get involved in charities and stuff like that. Look, I'm not a fucking asshole. You know, it's just, and I think that's what they're doing here. Of course, she has an ego.
That Steve Joe is disconnected from reality.
I have an ego. I'm good at this, and I make a lot of money doing it. I have much more respect for that.
He sits in his little bubble with his pure, innocent girlfriend, dog, and girlfriend's forehead, completely unaware how ignorant and self-righteous they are, at least based on the...
They aren't aware of that. That's one thing I think you hit in the head. These two people are detached. Really, really detached.
Tone and constant insults in this video.
Isn't that a IRONICINORIRONIC?
Now, based on how this video has gone so far, how correct do you think his little rant is going to be? If you guessed somewhere on a scale from wrong to train wreck, you'd be right.
And I'm not going to get in a argument about fair use, because that many...
Why does he use the Windows thing, or did you do that?
Oh, no, I do that.
Oh, you do that.
That's just my standard thing. Yeah,
that's your thing. Okay.
I actually don't use profanity in my content.
Okay.
Never have.
Okay.
I don't use it in my daily life either. And
No judgment.
That's just my quirky way to.
No judgment, but I was hoping it was him so I could make fun of him. So thanks for derailing the whole show. I apologize.
Sweaty nerds on the internet that have no idea.
By the way, that's your right. That's the way you want to roll, and that's a smart way to roll, considering the new when you do get monetized. It's the right thing to do.
But anything
I figure if I don't do it in my personal life, why bring it into it?
Oh no, then because if you did, then it'd be kind of phony. It wouldn't even sound right coming out of your mouth then.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And they spout this word fair use like they understand anything to do with the DMCA. You're clueless.
First of all, Quifo, if you would have done the smallest bit of research, you would have found out that Google and YouTube both say that you need to consider fair use before filing a copyright claim. Why is that? Because fair use supersedes copyright. That's the point of fair use existing, so you can't silence critics, among other things.
It's only a false copyright strike if it's not from the copyright holder. You cannot issue a false copyright strike, and this is under penalty of perjury, remember. If you issue a false copyright strike, you can go to jail. This isn't false because she owns the copyright. Whether or not you think it's fair use is absolutely fuck all to do with it.
See, somebody told them that, you know, they have to take you to court, and most of the people you strike are not going to be able to do it, so do it. So they took that as, we're in the legal right. No! Just because the people don't have money to take you to court, and they probably said, on top of that, Google bases it off American fair use laws. And by the way, fair use laws here in Europe are very, very different, and they're not as liberal as American laws. And I think somebody told them that. So this is their way to get around, really, Google's TOS. And here's another thing. If they violate fair use laws under penalty of perjury, I don't think that affects anybody outside the United States. I don't think they can be brought in. If you don't break the UK's laws, you can't be held accountable for them. These are not American citizens. And I think they figure that out. So they're like, oh, shit, we're in the UK. Most of the people that criticize us don't have money. We're just going to take down everybody that we feel makes us look bad. You know, and that's what they're counting on. But here's the thing. This is where the check and balance is. The YouTube fans hate takedowns. And they will punish you if the megaphone is loud enough. And I think that's the thing here. All right, we had about another 5 minutes to go, and then we'll end it.
You have to not own the copyright to issue a false strike. This is fucking idiotic. You people are morons.
Well, he's a moron. He doesn't get it at all.
And the reason they're called false copyright strikes and false copyright claims is because they are legal under fair use, which supersedes the copyright.
Of course.
So a copyright strike, in cases
if it didn't, there would be no fair use. I mean, it's just that simple.
Parody and criticism isn't legal if they were done under fair use properly. So congratulations, yes, you do own that copyright, but you seem to have filed a strike that isn't consistent with what's excluded under fair use. However,
she uses works that do fall under fair use, or at least a little bit grey fair use, meaning reaction stuff that you're not cutting it apart like what I'm doing in this video. Then you've got Let's Plays, which, in my opinion, are very, very...
Well, I thought the judge's opinion is the only one that counted. Who cares about your fucking opinion?
Very great.
This is a reaction video she did to the Lion King trailer. Let's play all her reactions, see just how transformative it was.
It's crazy. Yeah.
She's Jinx! She's the white Jinx!
Completely nonsense.
Oh, look at me. I'm so happy about the Lion King. She probably go see
I specifically went like frame by frame trying to hear exactly where she stops making sound so I could get exactly how long she actually made any noise at all, including a deep exhale during that trailer. And it was really? less than 19 seconds.
19 seconds. That's transformative.
Out of 1:40 and 49 seconds.
Yeah, something tells me
if
Disney wanted to make a fucking big thing out about that, they'd string her up.
July 19. I can't wait.
I can. That movie looks like it sucks.
Oh my god. It's beautiful.
So where's the criticism? Where's the educational value? What's transformational? Oh, I know. You captured it on XSplit or and recorded it. That it's not taking up the whole screen.
Beautiful.
I think she even zoomed it in a little bit because then the black bars are real small at the top and bottom.
What is good for me may not be good for thee. And with that accent, sorry, English people, it makes it so much worse. So I think most Americans are pre-programmed with the English accent being snotty, stuffy, arrogant, and it's not necessarily true. Having lived in Europe for a while, she doesn't necessarily have a like what they would call a posh or what we would call hoity-toity in New Jersey accent. She actually doesn't have one. But to us, you know, the redcoats are coming.
This is gonna make me cry so hard.
That's right, you guessed it. She watched a 2-minute trailer, and less than 20 seconds of it actually has her own voice or audio of any kind in it. So that was more transformative than Mark After Dark's clip, even though it was less than 10 seconds of content she added while sitting over it. What about your belief in Let's Plays?
And if it's not a game that I've actually been sent, you will find that every single game has an end user license agreement that pops up, usually at the start when you're loading up the game. It's all that blurb that literally nobody wants to ever read, let's be honest. And that gives you permission to monetize and broadcast the gameplay footage. Now, there is actually some games on that say the opposite.
Wait, hold up. Go back to that. Why is she talking about games that have an end-user license agreement that allow you to monetize, but showing an image of one that says you can't? You know what? I'm sorry. I shouldn't assume she doesn't know what she's talking about. She's probably partnered with Maker and was given the Oh.
I paid, was it £170 or something for this?
Oh, duh, silly me. I guess they just didn't monetize the video. Wait a minute. Why has this video got all these yellow growths all over it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 ugly yellow... Oh, they did monetize the video. So the best we can do is assume, based on their own statements from multiple videos...
I spent a lot of time looking for any connection to Disney.
Yeah.
That's why I mentioned Maker Studios, and if there's any connection whatsoever... I really have a hard time believing she got permission directly from someone at Disney.
She just didn't get claimed. That's what happened.
To do Let's Plays of any of those games.
Yeah, she just didn't get claimed. That's all that happened. Yeah. She got lucky.
Yeah.
That's it.
Not getting claimed is not the same thing as permission.
I've gotten lucky before. I'll be perfectly honest with that, And then sometimes a year or two later, they're like, gotcha.
It's just fun. It's funny they use that argument, though. Like, it's almost like they're using the argument that not getting claimed is the same thing as getting permission.
Yeah.
which in the Me Too movement era is a horrible time to choose to use that argument.
Yes, I suppose you could look at it that way. Well, she didn't bitch to my boss, so I guess I didn't grab her ass.
Disney didn't complain, so I must have had permission.
Yeah, she wanted it. She wanted it.
She was given permission by Disney to play this for profit on her channel. No matter how...
You know what you start doing if you get nailed for sexual harassment, they should send you the yellow demonetization fucking $sign.
Unlikely that is.
Striking down someone's video where they wholesale stole a part of her video.
Wholesale stole. He took less content from her than she took from The Lion King. Wholesale stole, even though it's clearly more transformative than anything Susie Lu's ever done on her channel, as far as I can tell. But yeah, this was wholesale theft by comparison to her reacting to the Lion King trailer. But remember, everyone, fair use is not important. Even
wholesale stole is I re-uploaded the motherfucker. That's it. Like, what is he talking about? This guy, I mean, I keep on thinking that scene in The Princess Bride. That word. I don't think you...
I don't think you know what that means. What do you think it means?
It was Antonio Banderas, wasn't it? Yeah, I think it was.
No. I can't remember his name. He's not Banderas. She's older than him.
Inconceivable. Yes. That's
No, they both run Let's Play channels. I mean, Susie Lu does reactions. Fair use doesn't mean anything anymore, does it?
This is not fair use. Do you have permission to play that? Yeah, that doesn't seem like criticism. That seems like a load of little fucking nerds being dickheads.
Dude, you run a...
Here's another thing. I don't think the judge makes... I'm sorry, you're just a bunch of nerds being dickheads. Criticism is kind of a subjective word as it is. I mean, you can sit there. I made fart noises the whole time, and that was my way of expressing my criticism of this terrible video. I mean, and Sargon's about to beat a rap where he just used a part of the video, and the title itself is going to be considered, according to Leo Lesser, he thinks it's open shut case, that the title itself is what makes it transformative. So, I mean, this guy knows nothing. Nothing. You made it up. Somebody told you you could get away with this because you were in the UK and the people that you were taking down didn't have the capital to take you up on this. That's what happened. That's all that happened.
Let's Play channel in 2019, 2 years after the death of gaming as a genre really started to happen.
This has more fair use than fucking than the Lion King video. What we're doing now. I mean, it is technically your copyright, right?
And you have the nerve to call people nerds? That, by definition, was criticism of your insult. You unironically call...
That's the thing. You should hit them another way. They're not nerds. They're not one of us. They're not gamers. They're cashing in. They're sellouts. That's what they are. I doubt she's that into this. I don't believe any of this crap. She's halfway good looking, minus a fucking, about 2 inches on her brow. And that's the way they're doing. That's what they're doing here. That's what they're doing.
Yeah, it was either try to exclude them from everybody or make them part of the group, but reinforce the hypocrite thing.
Yes.
So it was one or the other.
Unbelievable.
Someone something that you yourself are.
They're not nerds. I think you give them too much credit. I really do.
Well, I mean, like his entire character.
Oh, is it dorky?
Like, that's the thing is like if you look at the legal
wait a minute.
definition,
He
brings
is.
up in his next video.
She's a tool. She's a tool. She's a money machine. Oh my God! There's a girl playing video games. Let me give her my money. Let me watch everything and buy her T-shirts. That's true. And by the way, no, I'm not like some commentator. I'm pro titty streamer. I'm not saying she's a titty streamer, but I am pro titty streamer. Totally pro. Do what you want. Make that money, but don't tell me you're something you're not. Like a content creator. You're a YouTuber. Get over it.
You need to be self-aware if you're going to do stuff.
Yeah,
online.
I mean, really, or at least don't think you're important. I don't think I'm doing anything important here. I just think it's funny and I enjoy it, and people enjoy it enough to give me money for it. Therefore, I continue it. Thank you. I'm grateful. That's a concept. These guys think they're like he's fucking Bob Dylan or Prince or fucking Mike. No, you're not that. I wouldn't even call you an artist. How about that? I'm not an artist. Neither are you.
Insult. It was very stupid. Now wipe your tears and read the dictionary for a few minutes. And another thing, you clearly don't know, at least based on what you say in your video, what criticism is, at least not the definition of it. But you continued to criticize people for not knowing what the definition of criticism was. Wow, that big brain must be really hard for you to keep up. Now I have saved the best for last here, so let's end this really long treatment session with a moment of brilliance.
For you to give criticism, you require respect.
What? Where does that come from? What book? What book? Please tell me. What gag?
It's the DigiBro defense. When he made that video 2 years ago, when he said, when he started disabling his comments. It's the DigiBro defense. You have to have he's suggesting being licensed to criticize. I'd say a 𝔻𝕗𝕐𝕠𝕬𝕧𝕒𝕐, sir, but you can't say that in Germany. Oops.
Dictionary did Steejo get given, and where can I get it? By that logic, his video criticizing Rainbow Unicorn Queen's video.
It's okay, I said 𝔻𝕗𝕐𝕠 in English. Baked bean, $2. Susie Lu, my dog. Susie Lu, my dog, if you don't donate.
I saw one person say earlier that the money was being raised for Buddy. There's not. You can't raise enough money to fix that dog.
No, it's still going. It's like the Energizer Bunny.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying he's not still going. I'm just saying you couldn't fix him.
I don't know. There's nothing. You just got to give him. You got to keep him away from walls. That's Buddy's best bet. I actually, if Keem raised money to put pillows in his pantry and all around like the lower part of his house, I think that would be legitimate. It's got to be expensive.
Be a little safer.
Yes, it's much safer.
Video is not criticism because she doesn't respect him, making it a hate video. That's it. That's it. There we have it, everybody. Steejo.
And are you seeing the problem here, Steejo? Anything you deem as hate is not criticism. Therefore, you could pretty much throw away anything, can't you? And that's the problem people are having.
Makes hate content.
And I do think at some level, I criticized you this before, but now that I watched it again, maybe you're right. Maybe these people really believe it at some level, Or they just
there's so much evidence for both that they are completely oblivious.
Yeah.
And for that they have that they know exactly what they're doing, or at least he does.
Yes.
He
knows how to present it deceptively.
But there's plenty of both.
They believe it, but it's tough for me to kind of. They believe it, but they're presenting it deceptively. If they were presenting it like, here's the thing, take Black Wolf Company. He didn't even know to present his argument on the whole thing deceptively. He was right honest. I have a clear double standard for my friends and everybody else. All right. So to me, he believed his own bullshit. It's tough to believe that these people believe their own bullshit and are so deceptive, because that doesn't make sense. But maybe people are weird. And they'll just say anything, and that's maybe why it comes so convoluted.
Now, CJ makes hate content. Now, all that aside, let's be real. Completely twisting the narrative and repeatedly insulting her for 10 minutes probably made it a hate video anyway. He also took some heat for his description of criticism on Twitter, and he took it pretty much how you'd expect. Now, he does...
What did he say? This dipshit who thinks I have to respect your criticism. You have to have have my respect for me to care about your criticism. That's not what he said in the video. Jesus Christ, you people are thick. Oh, what a dipshit. He was not impressive. This was not the strongest intellect I've ever spoke to. I'm not sitting there telling everybody that I'm Jordan Peterson here, all right? Or Steve Harris, for you liberal folks out there. Or Sam Harris, excuse me. But this guy was not, he was maybe, a point over 100. That's what I'm thinking.
Sort of, kind of.
Average.
Clarify this in the video.
I need to respect your opinion enough to take your criticism. If you're a random little on the internet who's never shown any interest in my channel or absolutely anything I've
You have to have interest in his channel?
done before, I don't respect
I have no interest in your channel, you small man.
you. And therefore, your criticism is nonsense.
Officer, I was not driving too fast. You've never seen my YouTube channel, so I don't respect you, and I don't accept your criticism of how I drive.
I take criticism off my peers, off my regulars, off my subs. I will never take criticism off a random little
Good, I'll sub and I'll tell you what a shit you are. What the fuck?
kid on the internet.
Donate to him once.
Yeah.
Echo chamber, because he only takes criticism from biased sources. Now, when he said that, he did
That was a good answer.
include peers, but the problem is he has multiple peers on the platform that are criticizing him and Susie Lu for their behavior, and he's still ignoring them. Now, sadly, I doubt they'll ever learn and will probably continue making wild accusations and false actions on YouTube. Well, I guess that's all I had to say. It's been a long few weeks, so I guess I'll just head out. Thank you so much for watching, everybody, and you know what? Before we end the treatment, I got one more question. If they already knew what fair use was before all of this started with that copyright strike, then why did Susie Lu need to ask YouTube about fair use?
Dun dun dun. Because they're full of shit. They're liars and they're stupid. So I think we've discovered something. Because I did disagree with you earlier, but they're stupid and nasty. They're that combination. They're nasty people and they're dumb on top of it. So that's why it's all fucking convoluted. They'll say anything. I think it's very clear. I think that's very clear. Everybody, right now, I want you to sub Internet Unwind. Jake, right here. He's in the description box below. I really hope you give him a chance. We had guys on before. They struck it big. Willie looks like he's on it. God, is he pushing 30,000 subs after some of the great content he's doing?
Blowing up.
Yeah, he's blowing up. He's doing stuff. We've had Illuminati, who is on Get to the Point. And by the way, just to give this little plug right now before we get out of here, Illuminati. She's going to be doing it in a Reddit style, right? Shot for the Point News. I know we didn't put up one last week. I was really tied up with all the crap that was going on in the Destiny world. But we're back, and we're making a real faux. Me and Zhivago are working on this. Make sure you check out Shot from the Point News. Illuminati in that r/style. So you can check it out, sub to her. And then also, again, make sure you sub to Jake right here. I would really appreciate it. I think you have a future. I do. You got nice equipment. You got a good delivery. You're a smart guy. You don't seem like too much of a cock. And I think at this stage you can take criticism. It's easy to take criticism now. Get 50,000 subs. Get 20,000 subs. Get rolling. And then see if you can handle it. Because that's when it's hard.
Yeah.
That's when it's hard. That's when it's hard not to because there's nothing worse in this platform than to get triggered, and people see that, because then predators like me get a hold of it and laugh at you. That's that's really what happens. Thanks so much to Illuminati. Can I shout out a few super chats and stuff like that? I'm gonna do that right out real quick, and then we're gonna get out of here. Again, please sub him. You could be he's got like a K now. You're gonna be there when he hits the 10K and the 20K, and it's a fun ride. I know when people were on my ride when I was getting 10, 20K, it's fun. It's fun to be a part of it. One Happy Crusade. The audio is off balance a little. Throwing some. I'm sorry if it did. I apologize. Yay, stream time. Dark Menser, Larry Banks. Actually, it was only 3. Brian Park, Larry Banks donates every time. Dank Me Master and One Happy Crusade. Thank you guys so much. On the other end, it was High as a Kite, Baked Bean, Illuminati with a wonderful. I'll put it up there again. $100 donation. Speedy with the 15 months on Twitch Prime. I do appreciate that. Baked Bean as well. And thank you guys. Thank you so much. The Illuminati thing didn't come up. Why is that? Hold on, I'll do it again.
Oh yeah, that's weird.
This is about my ego. I've earned a right to have an ego. I guess
you earned the right to show it off. YouTube.
Yeah, you have right to show it off. Well, I think the best thing. I think you do have to have a little bit of an ego to in any kind of entertainment, because what you're saying to the world is, look at me. I have something interesting. I have something interesting for you to listen to.
I'm going to go ahead.
Landry made up with Tipster. Thanks for coming on, Boogie. Let's get the hell out of here. Jake, thanks so much for being on. I really do appreciate it. Let's call
Thanks for having me.
Again, sub them. Do it. Do it now. Be a part of the growth. Be a part of the Internet Unwind. It's going to be a name. You know why? I'll tell you why. It starts here.
This is the almighty infinite, independent excellence. Devil fighting, rebel titan, weed smoking alchemist. Fake identities, okay, you cool with Jason Bourne. Running with these Wolverines, okay, you about to catch a storm. I ain't never been a liar, got tired of niggas playing head in my.
Hey, everybody, this weekend, make sure you check out. We're having a members-only stream. Take a look for the announcements coming real soon.
Affiliated to evolution of Machiavelli. Don't make me read them eagles to you like I'm Chip Kelly. They feel my struggle, I express it through my hip hop. I'm about to make it hard to breathe. Here's a head.